Hello out there, we're on the air, it's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Second period. Where
BlueNote playoff fan report. Yes, it is game 3 in the Lou. This is a new series. The Blues are tied 1-1 with the vaunted Colorado Avalanche. And today, the series shifts to the banks of the muddy Mississippi in a rainy, stormy, let's go Blues Lou. That's right, we're in St. Louis tonight. Well, I'm not in St. Louis. The series is in St. Louis for a pivotal game 3. Yes, I'm excited. Are you excited? We've got an hour pregame show. Yes, we do. I wrote an article last night. I actually put 2 articles out yesterday. I haven't done that in a long time. But I originally put out the article about the St. Louis Blues. They are what we thought they were. And boy, did you guys respond, man. 1,500 views in 24 hours. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. That made me feel really good. Been a while since I had an article do that good. But then I decided, last night I'm going to do another article. So I went ahead and I wrote an article about the 3 keys to the game. And we'll talk about that. Now, the big thing is very few of you read it. So I don't know how many of you know what my 3 keys to the game are. But I think they're interesting. And then I have an idea for an article tonight, depending on what happens in this game, and we'll talk about that a little bit. Yesterday, in the Battle of Alberta, Edmonton was able to tie things up with a 5-3 victory and a game-winning short-handed goal. Wow. And not only that, in the first game of the night, Carolina took a 2-0 lead over the Rangers with a game-winning shorthanded goal. Interesting. There's something that I saw last night that absolutely just blew my mind when I was writing the article about the 3 keys. I'm going to ask a question out here. How many penalties have the Colorado Avalanche gotten in this round 2 with the Blues? How many penalties have they been called for? Right? Let's see if see who out there is ready and on the ball. And don't forget, guys, go ahead and share this on your pages. If you got a group you want to share it in. If you share it in the Lounger Nation, it's probably going to get kicked out, and you might get kicked out, but do it at your own risk. But if you want other people to know about the show and to join the show, we had 46 in the last games. The last game's second period, second intermission. I'd love to have that. Nope, that is not right. The Avalanche have less than 8. 8 was the total for the series, but not for the Avalanche. That's the interesting thing, right? You know, the thing that I've got out of that when I was doing my research just boggles my mind, right? You guys, I'm still waiting on you. Come on, where are you? Where's all my buddies and pals at tonight? Where's all those things in the air? Kathy Barr and Joe Butler, thank you for putting them up. Nope, you're still a little high, E. Good guess, but you're slightly high. Slightly high. I would say something, but that'll give it away. We'll see where you come from. We appreciate each and every one of you that watches this show. We really, really, really do. The more we get, the better. The less we get, oh, well, then it's just you and me. That's right, E, you got it. That Colorado Avalanche have had 3 penalties called on them. 3. And 2 of them were almost back-to-back. Almost back-to-back. The Blues had 1 power play in the first game and 2 with a 5-on-3 in the second game. Okay, you know, what's that say? That the Avalanche are playing disciplined hockey, or are they? Avalanche, in the regular season, were the 11th most penalized team in the league. Not the least, the most. The most penalized team in the league. And all of a sudden, they don't get a penalty called. I mean, they've got to run into the goalie. I mean, directly run into the goalie. They've got to absolutely pull somebody down to get a penalty. And that's just, you know, that's just our series, right? So I went back and looked at for the whole. So they've had 3 penalties against the Blues, right? So they've had 3 penalties against the Blues, right? Against the Avalanche, they had 7. So they got called for penalties against the Avalanche. Or no, that's games played. Sorry, wrong one. Let's see. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem like it's the playoffs. That number seems wrong. Oh, because it's the wrong year. There we go. Let me get to the right year. There we go. Okay. So, there we go. This is much better. The Colorado Avalanche have had a total in 6 games of 17 penalties called on them, and only 3 of them were against the Blues. So they had 15 in 4 games against the Nashville Predators. But since then, have had 3. 3, right? The Avalanche are, of the teams that are remaining, only the Rangers have have less penalties. 7.6 minutes a game to the Avalanche 7.7. Now, for me, I have an issue with this. We looked at the referees, right? Scouting the refs. And we saw that, in games, in the first couple of games, right? It looked like, you're going to get these big, penalty calling refs, right? In game 3. We had, make sure this is the right game, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, today's the 21st. So in game 2, right? In game 2, they call a total of 4 penalties. Yet you had a referee, Chris Rooney, who averaged 3.3 penalties per game, and Jean Hubert, who averaged 3 penalties. 3.7 penalty per game for Chris, and for Gene, 3.8. So that's 7.5 penalties per game, yet they only call 4. That starts, I saw that with the first game. The first game was the same way. It was, you had these refs that call these extreme penalties, yet that's not what we were seeing. I'm trying to see if I can get tonight's refs. See if they've got it up yet. No, they don't have today's up yet, so I'm still waiting. They're still showing 5:20, and today's the 21st, so hopefully they'll put up the right one. But it's been concerning to me that that's what we've seen. Right now, Ashley was out of power. So I know in St. Louis, there's some areas that don't have power. So I might be alone. I've sent some invites out there. We'll see how it goes. It's because Colorado knows better. The Predators do not. They have a lethal power play. Did not have. No, Ryan, I disagree with that. Ryan, I absolutely disagree with that. I think it's the conspiracy theorist in me is piping up a little bit. Chris, you never want to pull out, but a win is preferred. I got you there. Let's go Blues from Tad Dieterman. I hope I have a game like game 2 tonight. I hope they have a game like game 2 tonight. Absolutely. I think it's also a lot to do with the Blues and the Avs facing each other's power play. Also, Guy, it could be the refs also. Well, I mean, the thing that gets me about this, you have the team. Who does it bode well for that no penalties are called? Well, 5-on-5, the Avalanche are a better team. So when penalties aren't getting called, it bodes well for the Avalanche. And the thing is I don't think the Avalanche have not done that. Right? No, I didn't start an hour early. I think I started, the game is at 2 St. Louis time, or my time, 7 St. Louis time, if I remember right. Hockey Bob. Hey, Hockey Bob. Everyone is giving the Avalanche way too much credit. Not me. Not me. I have not. So be careful with that. With the third string goalie, 0 NHL experience, and when the Blues beat the Avalanche, everyone will be shocked. I don't think everyone will be shocked, and still got a little bit to go. Guy, careful what you wish for. Not all penalties go against the Avs. No complaining about calls if they don't go our way. No, you know what? I get that. But the Blues were the 5th least penalized team in the league. But they've been the most penalized team in this series. That concerns me. That concerns me. Now, I know everyone says that, oh my goodness, what happens in the regular season doesn't matter in the playoffs. It absolutely matters because your identity is who you are, right? That it absolutely matters. Your identity is exactly who you are. And that the article I wrote, the Blues, they are who we thought we were, right? This is an offensive team. Everyone thinks that our defense is bad. No. This is a team whose defense comes from its offense. Need an arc over in the Midwest. Forgot. Received some. Yeah, you guys are getting some storms. Hope it's backing off. Bodes well for the Avs. Yeah, I disagree. I think the Avalanche absolutely know better and want to stay way more disciplined this round. But they're not staying disciplined. That's the thing. There's penalties out there that aren't getting called, but then there's ticky-tack penalties that the Blues have been called for, right? That's the thing that I'm looking at. You look at that hook, that so-called hook by Perron, every other hook like that had been let go. And then all of a sudden, Perron gets called for it in a pivotal moment in the game. That concerns me. No, the show was 7. Well, the game is at 7 Central, and the show was at 6 Central. Right? So maybe E got confused for me and I didn't catch it. So that happens. You act like the Avs don't have a good power play. Ooh. Do the Avs have a good power play? In the playoffs, they've had a skewed power play because of the goalie they played with. But overall, their power play was not that good and it was in the middle of the pack, if I remember correctly, during the regular season. And you know what? Let's take a look at that real quick. Let me take a look at that. Goals by period, leading, trailing, penalties, penalty kill, power play. Here we go. Let's go to regular season. Regular season. Power play percentage. That's home and away. Here we go. Let's go over the total. Here we go. The Avalanche came in at 7th at 24%. Right? 24%. That's not bad. Blues were 2nd at 27, just behind the Maple Leafs with 27.3. Okay, good power play. What about the penalty kill? Because that's the thing that I've been looking at. Let's look at PK here. PK. The Avalanche were 15th in the league at 79.7. So here's a team that's not good on the PK, but is the 11th most penalized team in the league. The 11th most penalized team in the league, yet they are the least penalized team, almost the least penalized team, and they definitely are in the second round, the least penalized team. They have had 3 penalties called on them. Right? That to me, you know, the good old conspiracy theorist is popping up for me. Not sure what you're saying there. Jason says only thing that doesn't matter much in the playoffs is the seed you're in. Your identity was made pre-playoffs. I agree with that. Right? 2 people, including myself, have shared your article in the St. Louis Blues Nation Facebook group and have received many likes. It also, well, I know that it's somebody who received it, it got deleted. So, you know, Jason Nichols says he caught it. Tammy says, I think if the Blues come out like they did last game, it's going to get under the Avs' skin and they'll take stupid penalties. I'd like to see that, man. The regular season and the playoffs are 2 different animals. You know what, Bob? In a lot of seasons, that's true. However, in this season, it's not. It's not, right? Well, I mean, and then he says if you look at the both of these teams if you look at total goals scored, both teams are equal, and the Blues penalty kill is unpenetratable. Well, it's good. It's not unpenetratable. I mean, they've given up, right? You say let them play. I say call a penalty that was what was tripping on game 1 of the regular season is still tripping in game 3 of the second round of the Western semifinals. Right? It's still a penalty. Call it. That's what I'm saying. Every play in the playoffs is different. I disagree with that. I really disagree with that. The Avs are coming out banging tonight, and they're going to try and force us to respond. We should respond with goals. Jason, I like that. I do like that. I think we should respond with goals. Right? Let me take a quick look at something here real quick. Let me see if I can figure something out here. So my article on the Blues are who we thought they were. Well, my 3 key article has 95 views. You know, it's okay. You know, I appreciate it. I put it out late at night. You know, I know some people don't like me, whatever. I'll take 95 views. My article on, and oops, got to switch sites. Here we go. My article on Inside the Rink. I will let you know what that is in a second. That article is at 1,511 views in about 24 hours. I absolutely appreciate that. Where are we at? Okay, Bob Foley, Hockey Bob. More than one quote from you. I appreciate that, Hockey Bob. I haven't thought you were pissed at me, but I'm glad that you're talking. The Blues are the only NHL team that were both in top 5 in both power play and penalty kill, and they were number 1 in overall. They were tied for number 1 in overall with the Rangers. Toronto. With Toronto at 113.1, I think the score was. I actually might have that in front of me here. Nope, that's not the one I have in front of me. Let me go look here at something else. 113.1 was the score, and they're 120, almost 120 in the playoffs. So they're actually getting better on the penalty kill, right? They're actually getting better, or on special teams. I feel like people say the regular season doesn't matter in the playoffs, and it's a denial of something. I agree with that, right? Bob Morton says there was a lot of ticky-tack calls on the Wild, but I guess we forgot about those ebbs and flows, man. Well, there were ticky-tack calls on the Wild. There were ticky-tack calls on the Blues, right? All I'm saying is it's something to look at. It's something to watch for. I'm wondering why refs who normally have the whistle out have put the whistles away. That's exactly what I'm worried about. You know, am I saying anything? No, I'm pointing out facts. Facts are we had the referee in game one that called the third most penalties of all the referees. Excuse me. And in game one, he called there were a total of 3 penalties called. So you went from the guy that calls the most penalties and third most penalties in the league to a guy that kept his whistle in the mouth. That concerns me, right? And here's the other thing that got me. And I put this in my 3 Keys article, right? Jared Brundur came out and said, we didn't play a good game. We haven't played our best game yet. I want to beg to differ there. Okay? Look at game 1. Look at game 2. How much different did the Blues play, or did the Avalanche play the Blues in those 2 games? To me, almost none. Almost none. In game 1, and I'll stand behind this. I know everyone wants to say the Blues played horrible. In game 1, the Avalanche played the Blues almost perfectly. Perfectly. However, they almost lost that game. I'm telling you, that's in the brain, right? That Bundar quote was so his guys don't think that, because he told them after game 1, you played a great game. You played the perfect game against them, right? And you beat them. Look at all those shots. Look at all this. Look at all that. There's a lot of stuff going on. The Blues are not a bad team. They are very good, very strong offensive team. And if their offense is working, that is their defense. And it actually showed up a little bit in game 1. How many of you guys said game 1 could have been 6-1, 5-1, 7-1, something along those lines, right? Ryan Green says people hate the Blues and it's so sad. A lot of doubt, so much doubt, and it's sick. And I think because we took so long to get a Stanley Cup and not contend for it again, since it makes people think we are. Well, I don't know about that. Let them be who they are. I like that. I don't think we're one-hit wonders, to be honest with you, Ryan. I don't think we are, because we've been right there. We were the next year, both Boston and St. Louis won their respective conferences in the shortened pandemic season, right? And then the bubble was something different. The way you're saying it's like the guy who called the third most penalties went from 6-3, not to 10-3. He called half as many, just saying that all. Well, wait a minute. He actually, of those 3 that were called, he only called 1 of them. He normally called 5 penalties a game, I think it was. And let me go back and look at that again here, because I had it up. I had it up earlier because it interested me so much, right? So that game was the 17th. So let me bring that up here. So on the 17th, here we go. My mouse is acting weird on me. Okay, so on the 17th, we had Steve Kozari and Chris Lee. Kozari was 3rd in power plays per game at 3.4. Penalties per game, 4.2. 4.2 penalties per game. Chris called 3.2 That's 7.4 penalties per game. 7.4 penalties per game. Yet, in game 1, they called a total of 3. Right? I'm sorry, that's a big difference in my eyes. Right? You go from calling 10 penalty minutes a game, 10 penalty, which is 4th in the league. He was 3rd in power plays per game. 3rd in most, right? Third, he was 3rd most in power plays per game at 3.4, 4th most in penalties per game at 4.2, and 4th most in penalty minutes per game at 10. Now you want to see the big difference here? Lee was 37th in power plays per game at 2.7. Penalties per game at 3.2, a full penalty less. Lee was 33rd. Penalty minutes per game, Lee was 29th at 7.7. Yet, where were all the penalties? Right? That's my thing. There were penalties, they weren't called. Ryan, NHL Network Radio has been giving the Blues a ton of credit. I don't get the hate vibe. A lot of Blues like to take that. A lot of Blues fans like to bring that, bring on the hate. I've seen it that way. Ken Wilson said it the best. The only penalties that should be called are the ones that cause injury and disrupt the natural offensive flow of the game, i.g. tripping a guy who has the puck. Doug, I don't agree with that. Right? I mean, I get what you're saying. And by the way, it's great. I can see your name, so I'm not sure how you're doing it, but I love it, man. I get what you're saying, but I don't agree with that. Right? To me, a hook is a hook. A trip is a trip. A hold is a hold. Like, one of the things that I hate is when hook's called and the other guy has his arm holding the guy's stick so he gets the hook call. Right? Well, I don't think everything's a conspiracy either. However, if it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, if water falls off its back like a duck, I call it a duck. Billy Joe, Blues are a better playoff team. They will win. This series, Reiner and David, will be the difference. Actually, I don't think that those are the two guys that are going to be the difference. I think the difference is going to be the guys that haven't scored yet, right? And I talked about it in my article. Stars have got to be the stars. Nathan McKinnon hasn't scored yet. Nazem Kadri, who has 10 points coming into this in the first 4 games, has 0 in these first 2, right? For the Blues, Bushnevich hasn't scored. Thomas hasn't scored. Tarasenko hasn't scored. They've got assists, but they haven't scored. There's a whole bunch of those are the guys that are going to be the difference in the series. The stars being the stars, that's going to be the difference. This is actually the first regular playoff season since St. Louis won the Stanley Cup. The last 2 seasons were very bizarre, to say the least. I don't think so. Well, I will say the bubble was bizarre. I don't think last season was bizarre. To me, last season just goes back to what it was in the early 80s, 90s, right? The 80s, the early 80s, late 80s, early 80s to early 90s, when you had your teams within just a division and 4 teams in each division made it, and then you played within your division, and then you played the 2 conferences played and went from there. There had been talk when they reorganized this time about putting it into 4 separate conferences, right? 4 different conferences, and you play 4 teams from each conference make it, and then the 4 conferences battle it out based on 1, 2, 3, 4, seed up 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's what happened in the bubble playoffs, or not the bubble playoffs, in last year's playoffs. And to be honest with you, I liked it. I liked it a lot. And I would not mind seeing them do something like that, right? I would not mind seeing them do something like that. I'd like to see them be more conference heavy, more divisional heavy. Make the division matter more to me. And that's what I think that this current playoff system the 3-2 does, and I like that. I agree, but the Blues win this series. I really think they will win the cup. Philly, you might be right. I mean, well, what you've got to look at, what's the important thing is going to be what happens in the Battle of Alberta and what happens in this series. If this is a series that only goes 5 or 6 games, which I don't think it'll go 5, if it goes 6, and that Alberta goes 7 with the way it's started, if it continues that way, the team from this series will have a much better chance to win the West, in my eyes, because those two teams are beating the crap out of each other. Here's it. I talked about the Blues in 2 games. In 2 games, these guys only having 8 penalties, right? 8 penalties. Okay, get it. In 2 games in the Battle of Alberta, how many penalties did they got? This number will blow your freaking mind at what the Battle of Alberta has been. How many penalties have been called in the Battle of Alberta? I want to see if anybody knows. And you got to understand, every penalty that's been called is a minor. Right? They have called no major penalties, no misconducts. Everything that's been called to this point has been a minor. Let's see who's got it out there. 23. That number is low. That number is low, Jason. That number is low. Does anything new about the outlook of Kroger coming back? A crew coming back. I have heard nothing. Nothing. Right? I don't think he'll be back. Maybe he comes back for the finals, but that would be the only way I could see him back. 46 is close. It's closer. You're close, E. You're close. You're actually really, really close. It's 35. They've had 35 penalties. Right? 35 penalties in 2 games. Right? I think that's let me double check that number. I want to make sure I didn't screw that up. Let me double check that number, guys. Penalty. Playoffs. Let's see here. Minors. Here we go. Yep. Yeah, this is I gotta change something here real quick. Because I gotta change the stat because I can't do the let me see. The one I'm looking at is for everything. I can't cut it down to just I got to cut it down. I got to take out. I just want round 2, so give me a second. But I'm pretty sure that the number's 35 if I got it right. It was 17 and 18, right? That was the number that I remember seeing. 17 on one side, 18 on the other. By game. Yep. Actually, I want to move that to here. Okay, I'm getting there, guys. Give me a second. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this is absolute crazy. The Calgary Flames have taken 18 penalties. That's the most in the second round. The Edmonton Oilers have taken 17. 35 penalties. Right? Penalty minutes per game, 19 and 17. No game misconducts. All of those are minors or bench minors. Right? That's where it is. Right? Absolutely just crazy. Right? He says, I guess that. Yeah, it is insane. 35 in the Battle of Alberta and 8 in the Battle of Cronky. Okay. It's not that bad. I actually think O'Reilly's the best. I think O'Reilly's better than Bergeron, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion. Let's see. August, let's go Blues. Just play your game and stay focused. Having pineapple and ham pizza tonight. Oh, thank you for this forum and all you do, sir. August, I appreciate it. You're having a Hawaiian pizza for the Hawaii Blues fan. Thing is, Hawaiian pizza is not Hawaiian. It's what they call it, but it's not. A Hawaiian pizza would be Spam, pineapple, and what's another, and musubi, right? Rice. That would be a Hawaiian pizza. Rice, Spam, and pineapple. That would be a Hawaiian pizza. No, I would not eat that, but that's what it would be. Oh man, I can't believe I don't have any of my counterparts helping me out tonight, but you guys are doing great. Don't forget to share the show and let people know about us and who we are and what we do for you. Share it out in your groups. It's shared out in your favorite group. Share it out to your friends. Let them know that this is the BlueNote Fan Report, and I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and this is the show that's by a fan for the fan and about you, the fan.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
All right. Oh, okay. I'm back. How are you? I just took a second to give Breeze Sod coming to play tonight. I hope so, Philly Joe. I like that. Jason Hurst says, watch Falker tonight. I'd like to see our defense. I'd like to see our defense get a goal, and I'd also like to see our defense keep their sticks in the lanes like they've been doing. I thought that was the one thing that was really good about game 2 that wasn't good. That they were in lanes all game. And I'll tell you what, this game, to me, is on Benner tonight. If Benner continues to come out and play the puck like he did in the first 2 games, that's going to give the Blues so much confidence, and it's going to open up some passing lanes that aren't there, right? And that's the thing with him. He is so good at playing the puck, and we've talked about that on this show a lot about how good Benner is playing the puck. The more he plays that puck, the more he gets into that play. It helps him. It gets him into the game. It keeps him going, and he plays loose. The more he does that, the better the Blues have a chance of winning this game. For me, the first period, I think of this game is going to go much like the first period of the last game. I really do. I really do see this being one of those games that the first period is 2 heavyweights jabbing at each other. There might be some shots, but I don't see any goals. I really don't. And again, I'm watching. I'm going to sit there and kind of try and keep track of what I see should be penalties called and what penalties are called. Right. I'm going to try and be. I'm going to try and be very. What do you call it? Neutral. Right. Very non-biased, and go that way. It not only makes his life that much easier for his defenseman, it makes it easier for his forwards getting the puck out of the zone, because all of a sudden, instead of the Avalanche defense being back at the blue line, you have them in your zone. So now you don't have as much crowding the blue line, making it harder for you to get that puck out of the zone. That is the key. That is actually the bigger key. The fact that when he plays the puck, he traps the opposing team in his zone, and it opens up passing lanes through the neutral zone. Nolan, Raymond, Nolan, Raymond. Hey, bud, welcome to the show, my friend. These analysts are on all over the apps. Of course they are. The TNT has been. TNT's been. I'll be honest. Paul Bissonnette is not I don't like the guy. I don't like the way he comes across. I don't like his antics, and that's just me. I get it. I get what he's doing, but to me, it doesn't come across. So they're showing the Blues changing tune, opening game. That what they're missing, I think they're missing so much. From natural stat, they're using natural stat trick, getting their information. I think that what happened with the Blues. I think so. I think I remember Rykoff. That name sounds familiar. Name sounds really familiar. Right? Let's go Blues. Who's missing so much of what? Not sure what you're talking about there, Raymond. No, what I'm saying, what they're missing. Okay. What I think what's being missed is what the Avalanche did in game one, forced the Blues to play the way they played. Yet that game didn't get out of hand. The Blues, the Avalanche gave the Blues everything they could handle, and the Blues almost won that game, right? Almost won that game, and I think that's huge. That's huge, and I like the fact that the Blues are at home tonight. Now, it does concern me because sometimes at home on big emotional games, they come out and shit the bed. I don't want him to do that tonight. Played for the Blues. He's an Avalanche announcer. Okay, I knew the name was familiar. I haven't listened to any of the Avalanche broadcasts. So I will say that, Nolan. I haven't listened to it, but I did know that the name was familiar. It was like churning in the brain there, right? Churning in the brain. Hey guys, don't forget, put them thumbs up on the air. Got to say a big thank you to Jose Figueres, Kathy Barr, Joe Butler, Jason Hirsch, Jason Nichols, Kyle Mead, Jeff Horseman, Tad Dieterman, and Tammy Pemberton. You put those thumbs up on Facebook. If you do it on YouTube, I greatly appreciate it. I can't see your names. If you're on Twitter, welcome to the show. Got about 20 minutes or so before the game starts. Don't know why I'm all alone, but hey, that's what it is. Nolan says, I hope we win game 3. I do too. It's getting to that point. Okay, expectations. What are your expectations for round 1? What are your expectations? What do you think is going to happen in round 1? Be interested to know. Come on, let me hear you. Let me hear what you got to say. And then I want to try something here real quick. While I'm waiting for your comments to come up, because I know you're on about a 15-second delay of me and then time to type it in and all that other stuff. I get it. But I love you guys anyway. I love you guys with absolute, just, I absolutely just love you guys for who you are. You make my day every day that I come on and do this show and get to talk to you guys. You really make me feel special. And I got 2 likes on YouTube, so thank you for that. I greatly appreciate it, and all your comments and that. So thank you. We're doing the best we can. I want to try something here real quick. See if maybe we can pop some more people on here. If I can figure out what I'm doing real quick. Da 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 da. Guy is trying to make things happen. Da 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 da. There we go. Letting my check it out with my new guys at Inside the Rink. Seeing if I can get some of them to watch the show. Maybe they'll enjoy it. And then I got Bob Morton telling me I'm special for sure. Well, thank you, Bob. We appreciate that. Here we go. Here's the comments. I want 2-0 Blues lead after the first. E. Guido says 4-2 Blues. I hope that's not the score in the first, because that's the score in the first. I think we're in trouble. I'm special for sure. Tammy says, I'm hoping that they come out tonight like they did Thursday, play their game, and don't run around trying to make hits. Well, you're right about the not trying to make hits, but they use speed effectively in game 1. And I think that people don't realize that in game one, that was a bit of a track meet, and the Blues used it effectively. And it was because they used it effectively, Justin Mullins, thank you for throwing that thumb in the air. We appreciate it, bud. Because they used it effectively, that was allowed Benner to get out there and play the puck, right? Play the puck. Robert Morton thinks 1-0 Avs in the first. I could see that. But I honestly think that this is going to be I think this is going to be a repeat of game one. Not game one, of game two. Here's the thing for me. Everyone, I don't think the Avalanche played worse in game two. In game one, they had 1 goal on every 20.5 shots in the first 60 minutes. Then they got a goal on 13 shots. It took 13 shots to get a goal in overtime. 13 shots. That's less than 1 in 10. That's actually about a 9. Let's see. Let me double check here real quick. I'm bad with math, but I'm pretty sure that's like a 980 save percentage or something like that. Maybe a little high on my end. So let's see here. No, that's not right. There we go. 92 save percentage. 923, which is a little bit better than what Bennington's doing, a little bit less than what Bennington's doing in this series. I didn't say we were losing the game, sir. Oh, I know. I get that. I know you're just saying in the first. I know that. What I think's going to happen is you're going to see, first of all, the important thing is Benner keeping the puck close, Benner playing the puck, opening up the lanes, and the Blues clogging the lanes on the other side of it. The Blues offense is their defense. If they can get goals, if they can get shots, if they can do the things that they need to do, they can get on the cycle, spend time in the offensive zone. You can do that. You're going to win this game. And that's what I want to see in the first. I want to see the Blues do that. Face-offs. Face-offs were really important. I don't think it's going to be a 60-30, 60-40, 65-35 split like it was in the first 2 games. I see it being closer to 50-50. So you can see shots getting a little closer. Well, shots were 31-32. Blues in the last game. If they can keep Colorado under 30 shots, they're going to win this game. And they got to just get, for Kemper, this is his coming out party. This is, he's never had a team like this behind him. This is his chance to show that he's better than his numbers. I don't think he is, but that's what it is. Right? Oh, I'm with you there, Bob. Sticks in the lanes. You do it, and you're going to do it. Yeah, I'm watching Kemper now. He doesn't look loose. He actually looks kind of tight. Anybody else notice? Anybody else think Kemper looks kind of tight? When he was like popping the glove on, the puck on his glove. The way he looks, does he look like he's like? He doesn't free flowing to me. He looks kind of tight. I'd love to see Benner. I'd love him to put the camera on Benner right now. Right? No, he does. He looks tight to me. I like that. I think if he's tight. Does anybody else see that? Does anybody else sit there and think that he looks tight? That he doesn't seem free flowing? Right? I don't know. It's just, maybe I'm wrong. Right? Maybe I'm wrong. It's going to come down. It's really going to come down to who gets to their game first and then sticks with it. Right? They're both offensive juggernauts. They're both heavy teams. Avalanche use skill. Shinner and Shiv got a hit. No. What is this about to hit? No. They hit 30 hits in game 2. They don't need to hit. That's not where, I'm telling you, if they go after the hits, they're going to lose this game. They need to put bodies, not go after hits. Guys, this is not, Read my article. This is not the team that won the cup in 19. They are not the heavy, no, knock them down. Keep coming at you, put you in the infirmary team. They have speed. They have skill. They can make you pay with offense, not defense. That is what's going to win this game. That is what's going to win this game. Who is this? Let's see if I can figure out who this is. Who is this person that I'm bagging on so bad? I don't want him to get mad at me. Who is this? Jason Hirsch. Okay. Jason, puck separation. Well, there's a difference between putting the body on and hitting, right? If they're doing that, Jason, if they're just hitting, that's not puck separation. In fact, that's going to hurt them, right? It's what hurt them in game 1. All right, remember against the Wild, that one game against the Wild, the game 3 against the Wild, that's all they were doing, hit. And it didn't work. It doesn't work. Rob Morton says if Vladdy scores tonight, we win. I will agree with that. As Ashley described, play simple and smart hockey. That's not a bad place to be. That's not a bad place to be. Kyra just did a selfie and gave a puck away, right? You've got to play smart tonight. And playing smart is not hitting. Playing smart is bodies. Bodies in lanes. Bodies where they need to be. It's not so much puck separation as it is preventing them from using their speed, preventing from going all. Here's Shen. Let's listen in to Shen.
If you were ready, he could not make you wait. Thanks so much for joining us. Good. Really appreciate it. We've talked a lot about Craig Berube and the adjustments he's made for your team and just the strategy that he's just brought to this series. Tell me a little bit about how Craig Berube inspires you guys.
He's just very good at making adjustments, pushing the right buttons, saying the right things at the right time. And he's all about competing and hard work. But when you look at his track record, what he did in the NHL, nothing but respect for him. And you got to have to throw their whole locker room.
And Bree.
Oh, there we go. I don't want to get in too much trouble from TNT for using their audio, not their video. Audio is a different tune. Yes. Okay. Where are we at, guys? Adjustments. Yes, he did say, and there he has. Berube has this season done a much better job at adjustments in game. I will admit that, and he's actually done better at adjustments game to game, right? And I will admit that, and that's why this team is who they are. That's why this team is who they are. You have. Just think if this team could have been offensive last season, right? Just think, I mean, we had Hoffman. We had, who else did we have last season? Hoffman. We had Sanford. We had Blaze. We had guys with speed. We had guys that could shoot the puck, and we didn't. We tried to play that heavy game, and it didn't work, right? We're not playing that heavy game this year. Well, we started it, but we got away from it once the kids came in, and everyone realized how good that they can play. Once they got away with it. Oh, now I know Robert's pushing my buttons. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate you for pushing my buttons. How's the weather out there, guys, in St. Louis? Are you guys all safe, being safe and sound, good to go? Hopefully you got your power. Well, some of you got your power, so, that's why you're here. Who else? John Adams, President Adams. Thank you for your service, sir. Gave us some loves up on Facebook. Greatly appreciate that. Let's see. Perron is not having any issues shooting the puck. No, he's not. Absolutely not. Steven, all the way down under from Australia. Welcome. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Stormy, Shinner joking about not getting a bill for the camera he smashed. Well, actually, the camera still worked. All he did was break the top of it, the lens cover, right? That's what he tore up on it. I'm glad he didn't do that on my camera because he'd have destroyed my camera, and my camera's $4,000. Yeah, I don't think I could have, that would not have done me very well at all. Okay, game's coming up soon. We got about 5 to 8 minutes. For me, tonight is all about the Blues letting the Avalanche know they're in a series. Because I don't think they know that yet. And they're not going to know it until they're behind in a series, right? I don't think. Now, the Blues gave the Avalanche their first loss in a series, right? That's something to think about. They gave them their first loss in a series. I'm happy with that, right? Now you got to give them that second loss and have it the first time that they're behind in a series. Because if you can get them behind, even McKinnon brought up how they can get down, how quickly they can get down, right? And I think that could absolutely, definitely happen, right? I think that you could easily see the you could easily see them get behind and get down and let the ghost of past failures. The Avalanche have not made it past round 2 in 20 years. 20 years, since 2002. Let's keep it going. 19 years. This would be the 20th, right? 19 years. Let's make it 20. Let's make it 20. Bob's going to get a frosty one. See you at the first intermission. Tammy saying 3-2 Blues. It's also Blues letting themselves know that they can beat the Avs. Good point. Good point. I like that. E's still here. We'd love it. Oh God, I'm excited for this one. Hopefully we have some a few more people joining us during the intermission. Hopefully Ashley gets her power back, or Lance gets his power back. I don't know. I'm not sure where Lance is. I'm pretty sure that I shared it with everybody. I had some issues. Yep, nope, I put it out there. I shared it with Markle. I didn't. Markle didn't get to see it. I don't know why. He could be working. I'm not sure. Let's see. And then I shared it with Lance and them, and none of them looked at it. So maybe they're having some issues. But hey, it is what it is. We do the best we can with what we got here on the Blue Note Fan Report. Okay. So for me, things that I'm going to look at, first 5 minutes are very important. One thing that the Blues have done is they haven't let a team bring it to them. And they did that in the past. They haven't done it now. Don't do it now. Get in there, and I like Kyrou, what Kairou's done in the last couple of games, where he's gotten some room, made some space, made some moves with the puck. He's had Colorado start to have to focus on him. If they have to focus on him, this game's going to change, because it's going to open up for Tarasenko and Thomas and all of those. So for me, this game is all going to come down to, stomach's getting the best of me. My GERD is getting the best of me right now. This game is all going to come down to who gets to their game first, and then who stays on it. Who stays on it. I think if our guys get to their game and stay on it, we've got a chance, right? We've got a chance. It is what it is, and I'm hoping that the Blues can do their thing today. I was looking to see if I could find some lines here real quick. Here we go. I'll go to Luke Cork. Luke Cork will probably have the lines up. My internet's been spotty at best. So here we go. Starting Blues: O'Reilly, Perron, and Buchnevich, with Leddy and Parayko. Bennington behind them. The lines, you have O'Reilly centering Perron and Buchnevich. Shen centering Tarasenko and Barbashev. Ooh, I like that. Thomas with Kyrou and Saad. I like that. Oh, they're going 6 or 12 today, it looks like. Well, I'm not 100% sure which way they're going, right? I haven't heard. Walker skating, but Prunovich likely to stay out of the 7th D to quarterback the power play. So you could have Torpachenko and Bozak on that 4th line. Leddy and Parayko, Falk and Rosen, Mikola and Bortuzzo, Rosen and Rosen and Prunovich have both had good playoffs, and they've done well for us. So let's hope that it keeps going. We just get a chance just with Benner in net. Yeah, I agree with that. He's played. We talked about this before the playoffs, that we thought Benner had played better than Husso down the stretch, and I got toasted for that. Oh my God, you're so wrong. You don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. Not sure about that. So hey guys, I'm gonna be coasting out of here in a couple of minutes so you can watch the pregame festivities there in St. Louis. Have a good one. Look for us at the second intermission. Don't forget to share the show. Don't forget to tell your friends all about the Blue Note Fan Report. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, saying aloha, mahalo, and let's go